lavish decorations, Michelin-starred cuisine, the glitz, the glamour, the tradition. Welcome to the Big Fat Indian Wedding. The Indian wedding industry, which is over 100,000 crores at present, has grown 25 to 30% annually in the last 5 years. And with each passing decade, weddings in India are getting more and more luxurious, and the whole business of wedding planning has changed.
The way weddings are done today is completely different to what it used to be done, say 25 years ago, 20 years ago. It's not just about the wedding business, it's about the perception of India. It's just become more enhanced, it's a little in your face today, and it's celebrated much more.
Each year, around 2,000 luxury weddings take place in India. And India's been a hot destination for Hollywood celebrities ranging from Liz Hurley to Katy Perry to Madonna.
It's the exotic. Compared to doing weddings, I suppose, anywhere in the Caribbean, it's still more economical. And Indian weddings have a charm, so we've become a hotspot for weddings internationally.
And while you've heard all about destination weddings, the elaborate themes and celebrity performances, there are newer trends that promise to take this segment a few notches higher, spurred largely by the desire to be unique.
Exposure, social media, travel. People sometimes travel the world. Someone goes to a nightclub in Istanbul and says that, hey, for my Sangeet, I want that kind of decor that I saw at that nightclub. And they actually want to relive certain experiences they have had of venues, of restaurants, of clubs.
It really works well when we understand what the bride and groom really want, what symbols matter to them in the most personal way.
The change you see in table linen, the change that you see in the personalization of it, personalized napkins for 500 guests which each name on it, they're getting specific.
Personalization is growing, and that's where global brands are stepping in. Swarovski, for one, in collaboration with Clove, has come up with this mandapam, an installation priced at 70 lakh rupees. It has 45,000 Swarovski crystals with brass laser-cut panels and blown glass to create a 16 feet in diameter and 18 feet high structure.
The pillars of a luxury wedding, according to me, are how bespoke can you make it. We've created this Swarovski crystal mandapam. It's very South Indian inspired in terms of its traditional Indian red and green colors. It's actually with blown glass, which Clove is actually famous for.
I think this season is going to see a lot of the use of the crystal, as it were, not so much just because it's bling, just because it's another product that we can work with.
For a wedding we did, all the men had pocket squares by Hermes and the ladies had the scarves by Hermes to be given out as mehndi giveaways. We've had Mont Blanc come to us and say that for the couple, can we design these fancy fountainhead pens that can be gifted from the parents to them.
They add to the client wardrobe list, they don't add to the design space for weddings.
Speaking of design, the fairy tale wedding of Ellen Mittal's daughter in Paris at the magnificent Palace of Versailles set a new benchmark. Now, there are innovations aplenty.
World over, the Indians are actually now discovering design everywhere. If we are trying to do a period, if I'm trying to go Renaissance, then I have to make sure that my fabrics, my embroideries, my flowers, everything speak of that era. Authenticity has become a very important part of design today for weddings.
We're going to transcend going beyond installations as is to more active experiences, creating a Cinderella experience center where a bride or any of the guests can walk in, wear the sandals, have crystal experience around it. And there we are talking about lighting, LED, different effects.
So among all the growing cost heads, which ones are the largest today? After decor at 30%, 20% of the budget is still spent on food.
Client said, I want to give a restaurant feel and a restaurant service instead of a buffet. So we had contracted Bukhara. We recreated the look of Bukhara that was in the Maurya at this venue. the same way the restaurant is styled, designed, seated wise, service wise.
The kind of food that they're demanding. We want the Lucknowi part of it. We want the chola bhaturas from Amritsar. I want truffles from Italy. You know, I want the Mexican guys to especially come and do the tortillas for us. So it's becoming very, very specific in every aspect of it. Food being one major part, you can see the change.
From limousine services to quirky wedding invites, the hospitality side of things has changed in the last couple of years.
It's really a full service in that matter. It's not so much about just creating a motif, printing it. A lot of logos that we create, a lot of motifs that are created are used all across the weddings. Like there are custom crockery that we've designed with the logos. Of course, you know, things like that. All the food counters have that kind of a feel. So it is a lot more involved that way.
And ditto for the smaller events around a wedding. No replications, please.
We did a wedding recently in Chantilly in France, and the couple was there for 2 days before. So the photographers flew in and they did a beautiful shoot with them across Chantilly. It was like a dream sequence for them, like a lead up to the wedding, and it adds a little charm. It's a memory that goes down.
So clearly, God lies in the details. Certainly so for Indian weddings today.
Any wedding reflects the personality of that client. You replicate that in that design element. So these are the kind of innovations that we would love to work with in the future.